Fall is finally here, and that means it's go time on the ice. Ice hockey is considered one of the fastest and roughest sports to be played on ice. It is played on a 1/4 inch of steel. With hockey season fast approaching, I thought it would be great to do a speech on ice hockey. In this speech, I'm going to talk about how to gear up, how to shoot a puck, and some of the basic rules and regulations. Some of the gear includes butt pads or pants and shoulder pads. The butt pads have excellent padding for your legs, your butt, your groin area. Usually you won't see this. It'll have a black pants that slides over it. Your shoulder pads are the same way. It has excellent protection for your chest, your shoulders, some parts of your arm, and your back. It provides great protection for your heart and ribs, so when you take those slap shots to the chest, it doesn't hurt near as bad. We have knee pads and elbow pads. They have really great bending for great movement. It's made out of hard plastic, so when the puck hits, it doesn't hurt as bad. We also have elbow pads. They go on like this, and they just Velcro across. It provides really good protection, again, for if you get hit by a puck. Also, on the back of the knee pads and the inside of the elbow pads, there's very limited padding, so when you do get hit, it actually hurts pretty bad. You have your skates. You want to make sure that your laces are tight, which provides great stability. They're actually very hard to bend, so they provide great stability themselves. We also have gloves, which makes it easy when you're catching the puck so it doesn't sting near as bad, and it also protects from the puck hitting the back of your hands. There's a little difference between goalie gear and player gear. This is a player stick, and this is a goalie stick. The goalie stick has extra here and down here for deflection of the puck. They also have pretty much bigger pads all the way around to include knee pads, elbow pads. They have bigger gloves with a catcher's mitt and a blocker. And they also have a little more protection on their face mask. When it comes to the face mask for players, you have two choices. You have the normal wired mask, or you have the bubble, which is made out of plastic, which I prefer. It helps me see the ice clear and the pucks better. Now that I've taught you some of the basics about the gear, I'm going to teach you about how to hold your stick and how to shoot. According to HockeyMonkey.com, your dominant hand goes on the bottom of your stick and your non-dominant goes on the top. You want to make sure your hands are an elbow length apart, like so. When you go to shoot, you want to make sure you're in hockey position. Your knees are shoulder width apart, slightly bent, your stick is on the ice, and your head is up. According to howtoplayIcehockey.com, there are two different types of shot, the wrist shot and the slap shot. When you do your wrist shot, you want to make sure that you bring the puck all the way back, you flick your wrist and point to where you want the puck to go. And it looks a little like this. The next shot is a slap shot. You want to take your dominant hand and slide it down the shaft of your stick just a little, and you're going to rear back. And again, you're going to point to where you want the puck to go. Now that you know about the gear and how to shoot some of the pucks, I want to talk to you a little bit about the zones and the different kind of players and calls that can be made. So according to USA Hockey, there are three kinds of zones. There is the defensive zone, which is where you're defending your net, the neutral zone, and the offensive zone, which is where you're scoring. The basic setup, there is 2 defensemen and 3 forwards, which consist of a center and 2 wingers. And it's set up the same way on the other side. So some of the plays, or some of the calls that can be made, is offsides, which is where the player crosses the line before the puck does. We actually have delayed offsides now, which started in Canada and made its way down here, which is where the player has the opportunity to exit the zone and re-enter to go back after the puck. We also have icing, which is when the puck crosses the red line and the blue line and goes all the way down to the other end of the ice without being touched. This results in the face-off being moved back to the opposite end of the ice and play will be resumed. There's also many different penalties to include tripping and hooking and slashing, but we'll get into those in a later video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoy the sport of ice hockey. Have fun this season.